Hey, I'm Megan, and this is 10 microeducation apps in 10 days. It's a self-imposed challenge where I build one tiny, functional, shareable app every single day for 10 days straight.
All right, I'm going to try to do this video really quick because it's late. I didn't think this was going to come together, but it does successfully do what I want it to. So this is an observation scheduler. I called my bot Scout, and this is Scout down here. And you can send a request in this chat interface to schedule an observation that I would guide you on. So obviously this is for someone that I work with, someone in our district. Our teachers often request observations, so this is a way to get that scheduled. You can see if I put here, I want to go to Cherry Chase with Megan to observe the SPED programs. If I put that into the chat, you have Scout that processes for a while and then asks for additional questions. So my name, preferred date and time, what type of observation. Actually, I need to change this. This is in the prompt, but I actually changed what this said. Specific classroom, and then specific notes. But I can fix that. That's in the embedded code on card. So I want to go through the different things I use. So first, I built this in card. So I wanted to do a card build, but they actually end up being really long because card is drag and drop components that you put together to create your web page. It is a one-page site. You can make it so that it appears like it's multiple pages by using these little control things. You can set it so like this is a header, but you also have scroll points and section breaks. And a section break is what will not show up until you click and get directed there, which is how you make it look like it's more than one page. Okay, so these are just different components I put in. You can see too here, this should go somewhere. Let me see. It goes to the scroll point 1, which is right here. So meaning when you click that button, when you click this button, it goes to the scroll point, which means it scrolls to the top of that scroll point and then would show my chat here. Okay, so all of this is drag and drop. I put together these different components. I used a template, so a lot of this already looked like this. I didn't have to set the colors. This here is an embed, and I chose the code option, which means you can put in code here. So you can see this is a bunch of HTML code. And if we go further down in this, we can actually find the message and what we need to change it to. Actually, it might not be in here. It might be in my actual agent that's sending this out. But anyway, you see how long this is. So Claude came up with this for me after I told it what I was doing. And so I just put that in there. It worked. The code worked right away. I had a lot of issues with getting from Toolhouse through Make to Card. Well, not to Card, but into the actual app. Card is just where everything is housed. So I used Toolhouse. You can see all the things that have run through successfully. I used Toolhouse because I actually saw someone named Maddie on X had built this really cool clone of a Google Drive. I love stuff like that. But she didn't just clone it. She made it so that you could basically troll people with it, which I think is really funny. But that was a really cool build. She used Toolhouse, and she used Lovable and a couple other things, and I think she did it in a hackathon. So that was cool. So I tried out Toolhouse, which was really easy to use. You just put in a prompt and tell it what you want it to do. So that was my prompt, and then it created this. It's acting weird, but once I published it, it gave me a link to the API that I could use and call this. And then this tells me all the runs that it's done and what happened in it. So it's really easy to use. I have an Airtable table called observation requests. Nothing's in here right now because I haven't actually gone through and scheduled the requests, but these are the different fields that would get filled in. Lots of different things. Status here, submitted on. And then I used make So again, this took forever because I tried to do N8N, and I should just have learned my lesson by now. I am better with Make, and I should just use Make unless I absolutely need to use N8N, or until I get better at N8N. There are some things N8N can do that Make can't, but I need to just face the facts. I am able to use Make pretty well, and I struggle with N8N if it's not something I've built before. It just means I need more practice. But anyway, I used a webhook. So this just gives you a URL that you can then put into the code that was in card. So this code here that's in card, I have my Make webhook somewhere in here. It's right here. So I do that, and then from there, I send it to my agent as a post, and I ask it to take in the message that it received through the webhook. And then here we send back the response. So that's the data that came through in the node before it. And so I was having an issue with it not sending back the correct content. And I realized it's because I had this as application/JSON, but it was sending through text. And so I needed to set it as text so that it would come through properly. So 3 nodes, really simple. That's what I was building out in N8N too, also 3 nodes. But for whatever reason, I wasn't getting it to send it properly. And you know what? Now that I think about it, it probably is the same reason it didn't work here initially, because the agent is sending back plain text. So I bet if I went in and tried to build it again in N8N, I actually could get it to work. I didn't realize that's what was happening until I was trying to figure it out with Claude, and actually Claude suggested it. So that is the build. This is something that I probably won't share the link to, because then anyone can schedule something on my work calendar. But once it's up and working properly, I think this is something I actually will use with the people that I work with when they want to schedule something. So pretty cool. It's something that's very doable, and I think there's a lot of things you can do creatively with all these different tools that I use. I think in particular, Toolhouse, when you publish this, actually, let me just show it. So when you publish it, I remember I said, okay, whatever. So your agent is live, and you can use it immediately. So you can actually copy this link and just chat with it in a window. But it also has these options here, which is to go directly into Lovable or Bolt, or popular AI builders, and use this prompt to tell it what to do to embed this agent into your product. So that's really cool that it just has that set up. So if you don't want to use card and you don't want to use that code embed, you can actually go into either one of these. And maybe someday it'll have more options, because I really like anything AI and some of the other newer builders. And so if there was an option to embed into any of those, that would be cool too. But it's nice that it has this. So you could just directly copy and paste. And then what I used was the API, which told me basically where to send, what URL to send to. You can also schedule the agent to run at specific intervals. That's not something that applies to mine, but could if you have an agent that you need to do a specific task at a specific time. So I haven't played around too much with different types of agents, but having used Toolhouse in this way, it is something that I will definitely check out more in the future. So again, really cool option to try out a new tool in this 10 apps in 10 days. So this is my build for day 9, our observation scheduler. All right, I'll see you tomorrow for our very last build.